So finally, Black people are becoming interested in their family history, family lineage, where they came from, and going back to what grandma and grandpa told them when they were kids. Things that just kind of like went from one ear out the other because there was nothing there to enforce it. All right. So we held on to roots and uh kente cloth, the other uh, uh thing that we like to wear. I think it came from Senegal. Can't think of the name. Anyway, you know, we're getting back to what it was our people told us instead of what we were fed through propaganda. Okay, nothing wrong with it, all right, because we are a heavily admixed people, but we're mostly mixed with different melanated people from here, from Africa, and even from the the West Indies and the Caribbean and South and Central American. Okay, so we're heavily admixed, but our heaviest admixture is right here on this land. All right, and it didn't come from solely or specifically or only from admixture. It came from a distinct bloodline that was formed here in the Americas. Okay? So, like I said, people are talking about what nation runs through their veins. And a lot of people are like, it's a pride thing, nothing wrong with that. Discovering who you really are and what best suits you at this time in your incarnation. And I don't know. It's just a realization. You know what I'm saying? Epiphany or a renaissance of sorts. Okay, so I've kind of like gotten into it too a bit, but I'm kind of feeling a certain way. I am really feeling a certain kind of way. I no longer want to. I don't agree with calling myself Indian because the nations that run through our vein, our people did not keep up the history. They didn't keep the culture. They didn't even, you know, they didn't even really mention anything or speak the language or anything. We just have um a great great grand, I know for sure, that was from the Choctaw Nation, and then we have our family overall. My mom's side came from Choctaw Territory, which was Washington County, Alabama, Pressweek. Okay, but other than that, we didn't. When we were young, nobody ever told us we were African. We never heard that from our people, and they didn't tell us we were Indian either. We were just black, black folks at the time. Um, Maybe even Negro. Right before Jesse Jackson, we allowed Jesse Jackson to call us African Americans. So I don't feel like I have a right to say, oh yeah, this is what I am, and go around talking about American Indian and stuff like that because we didn't keep the culture. And right now, I'm not actively trying to learn the culture or learn the language. I have a book on the language. I have a book about the cultures. Um, I learned about the mound that's sacred to people from this lineage, okay? But I'm not actively trying to pursue it, so I claim it. But I know definitely without a doubt, and I claim American. I'm just American. I'm American with bloodline here and admixture from other places. I'm American, and to make sure that I am distinguished from other people, I'll say, indigenous American, baby. I traced our bloodline here on my mom's side back to the 1700s. Now, I've traced a little bit on my father's side, but that's going to be a little bit difficult because my mom and dad weren't married, and then something happened to him. I'm not going to get into that. So tracing that bloodline, I know a little bit about it, but that's going to be, you know, that's like on the back burner. I'm not really worried about that. I've learned enough about my mom's side. So I'm kind of disgruntled with this. I don't know if it's correct to call it a movement. I'm hoping it's not simply a fad, just something to be doing at the time. Just like when the Hoteps um this has had this weird attachment to ancient Egypt, and always talking about the pharaohs and the gods and the goddesses of Egypt, and just like went into it so far as to look crazy to the outside world. Why are you claiming this ancient nation? You have no proof of any type of relationship to that ancient nation or those people at all whatsoever. They're on a continent, a whole ocean away, and then a damn whole continent away after the ocean. What is it about this? Now, I have a feeling where our where it came from. This fascination with that ancient nation, but that's not what this video is about. I'm kind of disgruntled with this so-called epiphany or renaissance or whatever, because the people who are now furiously claiming their American identities are they're being very arrogant. They're being very dismissive against people who are not on that same path. People that are so-called quote unquote Black American, African American, whatever the hell they're calling themselves today. All right. It's almost like they're looking down on the other side, and you know what I'm saying? Then you have people just like them who are interested in finding more about, their American lineages and stuff. And the other people who have gotten to a certain place of success with that are, talking against them. I mean, they're on the same path as you. They've been studying their lineage like you. They've done their genealogy like you. But when they try to claim who their families say runs through their veins, you did you, or were you on the Dow's Road? Where what treaties were your family a part of? Blah blah blah. It's just, to me, it's just something else that we can use to just knock each other once again, all over again. Just another something to put each other down and dismiss and further ourselves from people who are even on the same path. Now, granted, I do believe that it's time to set ourselves apart from the general population who are of a particular mindset in a way that is not conducive to people like me and my mindset, no matter what we're claiming. Okay. But this arrogance that I'm seeing among the so-called American Indian newfound identity people is very off-putting to me, and I'm tired of it. Okay. I am sick of it. These people act like they've been recognized by the government, the United Nations. They're about to get their land back, or get a what they call a reservation and get some doggone reparations or something like that. I don't like the arrogance behind it. I really don't. I remember I was in this group, and it was a American Indian group, and I use a name there that is comedic. Now, this name I acquired is a name I acquired over 20 years ago. It was during a renaming ceremony, and I didn't even choose it. The person that was in charge of the renaming ceremony, he did not choose it. He said that, it just kept popping up in his head, and I'm like, what was it? And then the name that he said, it shocked me because I had never told him that a year or so ago, before I started going to his um uh I don't want to say church, but it was called the Cosmic Church or whatever, that I was belly dancing, and I was the teacher, we were going to do a debut, and the teacher said, you guys got to choose your name, your belly dancing name. And I chose that particular name because I got it out of the book. This book I had read, and I don't remember the name. It's so many years ago. And so I wanted to use that. She was like, nah, that doesn't sound Arabic enough or whatever. I said, okay, whatever. I chose another name. And then I never told him or anything, body, around in that environment about the dance class, the name. And here it comes up again. So I took the name, and I've had it ever since then. So I'm using, I was on my Facebook page where that uses that name, and I went into this Indian group, and they were so arrogant. They very dismissive and very disrespectful. And it was almost like, what are you doing in this group? We could tell that you don't belong here by the name that you're using, and blase this. And then one of the ladies got into it with me. I think she was one of the moderators, and she blocked me. Cool. But, that happened years and years ago. So I'm not just talking about that. I'm just talking about the whole movie. You're just so arrogant. You act like, like I said, you've been recognized, when very much the opposite is true. Okay. All right. You've been, instead of being recognized and honored, you're ridiculed, dishonored, laughed at, and every other negative connotation is put on you for claiming to be indigenous to this land. People spit and shit on you all day wherever you go, laughing emojis here and there. Where's your language? Why you don't have no culture? Like the so-called Native people, Native American people that have been publicized as being the first people on American shores, and they own this land. The biggest lie ever told. Oh my God. But still, what are you getting this attitude from? Why are you so haughty and prideful? Who the hell you think you are? Who do you think you are? You got some paperwork. Okay. You got some pictures of your great grands. Maybe they were dressed in their Indian style. What? Okay. Grandma and grandpa told you about the tribe. Okay, great. Great. I'm just, you just sounding like a fad. I don't know what you're going to be claiming next after this wears off, because I don't really see nobody seriously trying to. If you say this is your people and your culture, why don't you relearn it? At least relearn the languages that I'm not talking about the languages of the Siberian that can be traced back to Siberia. I'm talking about the languages that are American Indian languages that still exist. Just learn it. But stop being so arrogant. So what? You got together and you formed a little tribe and y'all doing things. Baby, baby. You can't say, well, the only word that you know in the language of the people that you claim is what? Halito? What's the other one? I can't even think of the other one. It's another greeting. That's the only word that you know. Just, be a lot more humble. Be more quiet. Learn the language, learn the culture, learn something about the dress, because the way that the indigenous dress was different from the native. Okay. So, we're not trying to be Native American, because we're not. We don't claim them at all. We don't hate them. They hate us. That's their damn business. Whatever. But you need to be more humble. Okay. Because If you don't, all this gonna happen. This shit gonna um fall apart, and then you gonna try to be Pan African. Like a lot of y'all came from the Pan African movement. Anyway, you came from the Hotep movement, the 5%er movement, the Weezall came from Africa movement, and you just gonna go back there or go somewhere else. Do your due diligence. Stop being arrogant. Stop knocking everyone down. So what? You have more information about your people. Y'all was on the Dow's Road. Your people were on one of them quote unquote reservations slash uh plantations. Okay, great. Great. Just stop it, because you have turned me off. Sometimes I don't even want to go into the rooms where you're at. I don't want to go to YouTube and get on none of the videos where you're talking. And you just turn me the hell off. Who the hell you think you are? Get a grip. You done lost your soul once again. Our people just keep losing their souls over and over and over again. Instead of trying to find an identity, trying to find out what's best to call yourself, get on your knees and get in touch with your ancestors and the higher forces and your angels, and tell them to help your raggedy ass and your mentally combobulated brain. Ask for some help. Stop being so arrogant. What the hell is going on? That's where I'm at. That's just where I'm at. Okay. I just, I'm just woe out, and I'm just tired. And I don't have anything against nobody personally. I really don't, but I'm just tired I'm not gonna name no names. I'm sick of you. I'm tired. All right. So peace and love, everybody. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and share and support the channel. Subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. I appreciate you. Peace.